Welcome everyone to Pathologic 3. This is actually my very first time playing a Pathologic game. I've seen them in the past. I remember seeing two a few years ago and it looked really interesting, and also one. I know these are the very unique and niche games that there's tons of YouTube entire essays on these types of games just because of how informative and like different they are on different types of genres and so on. It's just very, very niche and very unique. And I've been looking forward to checking out the third one. I want to say thank you to Hype Train, the publisher, for providing me a key. I was planning on checking it out either way, but I checked my mailbox and there it was. So with all that said, I am going into this with as fresh of a thought process as I could. Just trying to experience it for myself and see what it exactly is. And I think with all that said, we're just going to go ahead and hit play here and just get right into some gameplay and see what Pathologic is all about. I have heard for this one, of course, playing the previous ones would help, but you can also play it without.
Bachelor of Medicine. All my life I have been studying death, the greatest boundary holding humanity back. The powers that be were frightened of my search. My lab in the capital was about to be closed. But it cannot be denied that some phenomena might be found only in the strangest, most remote parts of our country. Little towns that are yet to be explored by forward-thinking minds. People accept the supposed imminence of death way too easily. We meekly follow our life's path to it, like cattle to the slaughter. But we shouldn't. My search for immortality has brought me rumors of one, Simon Kane, a supposedly immortal man living in one such town. He might be just the proof all my theories need. The final patient. I need to find him, or else all my life's work is doomed.
So objective, find Simon Kane. Supposedly an immortal man. Train station. Press J to view the mind map. The mind map, my thoughts, conclusions, and deliberations to see the events of a specific day. Press its number on the circle. So from my understanding, there's about 12 days that we'll be going through, and there's some way you can go back and forth between each day for different outcomes, because we're going to find out information that is going to be helpful for, say, if we're on day 3, we'll find out something that would be helpful on day 1 to change history and the outcome. Also, if you aren't aware, this game touches on a lot of topics. It is very dark from what I've heard, so there is a lot of, I mean, you can see at the top we have apathy and mania, so we got to keep that in check, otherwise we might be in for some instant death due to events. Some objects can be useful. I can spot them easily if I press Q to concentrate. Some thoughts will affect your mental state. Disturbing thoughts. Can we talk to this person? Street sweeper. A living, breathing person stepping off of our train? Do you normally only get dead people? Nah, sure. Where'd you come from? The capital. Daniil Dankovsky. Bachelor of Medicine. I am told supposedly an immortal man, Simon Kane, lives here. I have come to study him. Do you city folk always take 20 trunks of shirts with you, or did you manage to cut down to 10, sir? Doesn't matter how many I took with me if they're gonna get stolen within the first minute. It's just kids being kids. No need to be mean to them. What should I thank them? Give them candy? Exactly. If you need your shirt so badly, why don't you go looking for the tots that ran away with them? Just ask them nicely. These kids are like magpies. They'll trade your precious linens from the capital back in exchange for bits of colored glass. Or even just a story, but whatever you do, don't harm them. I have plenty of stories to tell, but usually involve vivisections. Because not shirts, instruments, but I get the idea. The capital a real place? In a sense, of course, the capital is a myth, and the myth is a real capital, but the city does exist physically. The Canes come from the capital and made our town, but no other real people have come from there ever since. So I was thinking perhaps Simon Kane simply came up to the made up the capital along with everything else. Sure, and I'm the actor he hired. You know what? No, I don't want to be so like cynical like that all the time. In a small town like yours, a single individual's authority can grow to be an all-encompassing. I assure you, though, Kane did not make up the capital. Reasoning. Sometimes I need to take a step back from the moment and think logically through something. It helps me put piece the picture together. This town gave me a warm welcome, didn't it? My luggage. Some suitcases are missing. I'm speechless at the customs. How am I supposed to research without my tools? Follow the thieves' trail. Most important thing is the microscope and the experimental prototype. Oh no, my mania is already going up. No help at all. Okay, so here's our thoughts now. Day 1, Immortal Man. So that's who we're going after. I barely stepped off the train and my things were immediately stolen. That's the kids that were in the background. Okay. Locals treat children with a strange deference. I'll have to catch the thieves myself. New shoes, may I introduce you to Station Mud. Utopia. Okay, so we're already stressed. Bromide increase the inhibition in the cerebral cortex, which is to say dulls one brain. Sometimes you need just that. Apathy 25. Addictive, less effective with every use. So it increases apathy. Let's talk to this kid over here. The thief's seen us. The thief. What do you mean, Mr. Thief? You're the ones who stole my things. You stole the train's heart? You did. Just ripped it out and stole it. I haven't ripped out anything. Did the train stop? It did. Does it move no more? Not moving means it's dead. Climbed out and it died. That means you killed it. Thiefiest thief. I don't kill. It's the other way around. I save lives. I'm a doctor, and to do my work, I need the instruments you've fulfilled. Stolen. There are many, but the most important ones are my microscope and my prototype. Forget everything else if you must, but please return those to me at least. Hey, it's all good. Jenka, it was all Jekka? I only had the patience for one polite request. I won't repeat it twice. Now let's go with my microscope and prototype are precise delicate instruments. If they break, they'll only be scrap metal and glass. They'll just die like the train. You don't want that, do you? And tell me where they've taken it. They've taken the heart back to go fix the train. That way it's to face. That way to its face. Oh, okay, they're pointing. They're telling me a direction. Am I a snitch now, Mr. Thief? You've done everything right. So they went towards the faces that way. So we can get back on the train.
Hate it when noon comes after 11.
Whoa.
It feels much nicer after the supper.
That's what you're like. What? You're restless. We hardly see anyone like that in our sleep little town. Even the canes have gone into hibernation as the year passes. Were you expecting me? Simon said I'd be your guide, and I always listened to him. Simon? Simon Kane? He left you in my care, said you'd be staying at my house. It has a name, this Stillwater, and it won't be the first thing it's first time it's had guests, but most don't last long. I think you will, though. Well, nice to meet you. Likewise. Shall we? Why the hurry? Don't you want to find your belongings first? I won't disappear. I'll be waiting for you at home. Right, my belongings. Thanks for the reminder. What the? Eva. Simon was expecting me. A place was prepared at the Stillwater, the guest house, as far as I can tell. Okay. So that's one thing I wasn't too sure about, whether or not they had full voice acting. It seems like they say more lines than anything. There's like a random related line or something like that. I guess we'll see. I'm just gonna follow the train for now. I see somebody's up there. What is this? Plus 50 health, apathy, and mania. Mania 5. Okay, so I think this will balance it. So we want the stuff that gives me... Whoa. I think we might be like hallucinating or something. Water. Tobacco. Okay, so tobacco gives you mania. Apathy. Health. Belladonna. How long ago did you start the game? First mission? Yes, this is the very first mission. We literally just got off the train. They don't look very human there. Can we talk to anybody here? There's one of the kids. Checking to see if there's anything over there. Here, look. Back off. Get away from the girls and from me, too. I'm afraid of Uncle Roan. When he boozes up, I ain't afraid of you neither. I've got a knife, and you can't hurt us. Got it? Booze up? What the hell are you talking about? I'm not drunk. Your hands are shaking, and you've got those crazy eyes. Uncle Roan gets those eyes, too, when he reaches for a second bottle and the shakes, and then he picks fights. What are you babbling about? I'm a scientist. I'm here to conduct a breakthrough research, not to chase like some mongrel after a bunch of kids. After my suitcases, after the last drop of human dignity left in me. Frightening extremes. It's hard for me to talk to people when I'm too apathetic or manic. I'll need to stabilize my condition first. Whoa. Oh, God. So we can't talk to them at all. Head swing. My state of mind can be changed with drugs. Some make me more apathetic and other make me more manic. I need to keep an eye on the mental state and supply of drugs. Nervous tensions make me quicker. We've got a pistol with 1 bullet in it right now. Alright, so time to test my theory. We take one of these. Does right click? Use.
So be it.
Aha. Okay. So that gives me more apathy. So we're going to use one more to try to balance it. Alright, so now we can talk again. Let's talk to the kids. What do you have there? My prototype looks like it's still intact. You killed the other trains? I didn't do anything with these trains. If the train stopped coming a long time ago, it can't be my fault. I've never been here before, and I'm not very good at stealing hearts. Steal hearts from the future? You said yourself the train's heart is at the front. I rode in the carriage in the middle. How could I get to the heart then? Through the bowels? Like Menkudu? You don't get the heart through the bowels, my young friend. You'll hit quite a different body part first. Without it, the train stopped wailing, stopped moving. That means that it's dead. You're so worried about this train. That's a bit simplistic. Response to stimuli is just one characteristic of life. It's not exhaustive. What are the others? Adaptation. Before, trains came every week. Then it was every 2 weeks. Now it's every 2 months or even less. And they don't leave ever. They just lay there and wait. Because of the war. It's because they don't love us no more, but if we heal this one, they'll love us again, they'll come back. Look, my prototype is not the train's heart, and it certainly won't repair it. But it is an interesting thing in itself, so let's make a deal. You give it back, and I'll tell you how it works. I don't know. There will be corpses in the tail, a whole pile of them. These corpses, they were stabbed or strangled. The kin must never cut, they only strangle. So if they were stabbed, kin didn't do it. Look here, let me take the prototype. I won't run away, I promise. To wind it up, you need to turn this handle clockwise. The capital 2 weeks ago. Ah. Okay. What the heck? A groaning and bodies down there.
We're running terribly low on mice. And the mice themselves are a little feeble.
Do we have any
lacking
type
in enthusiasm.
of... hold on, let me check settings real quick here. I mean, the game's running pretty good at the moment. Do we have any type of subtitles? Other... controls. I'm not noticing any type of subtitles.
Venit mors velociter, rapid nos atrociter, nemini parsetur.
Your mind's flown away again. My mind and I are planted firmly on the ground. You have to use some force. There's a gas leak? What did you call me in here? Call me in here for. We have to seal the morgue and evacuate quickly. Daniel. What we have to do is load the prototype you're fiddling with and use it to get into the morgue. A woman rose from the dead in there, and it will be, I think you'll agree, extremely frustrating if she dies again. We must get to her. Or get her out. Risen from the dead? I was collecting tissue samples to determine the onset of rigor mortis when I heard a noise. Turned around and holy smokes, a woman was sitting up to the gurney, stiff as a poker, rasp in her throat. It wasn't a spontaneous resurrection, it couldn't be. These cases always turn out to be lethargy and atonia or apnea. You forgot what time of with the animatronic? Dude, there's gonna be some words here that there's gonna be no way. Teleman's wonderful joke for your birthday. I didn't forget it. I wiped with my own mental alas. What should I do with this device? This prototype, I think you called it. You're holding an experimental prototype meant to dissipate tuberculosis, miasma. Remember the consumption task force? Hoffman, Gorski, Anna, Stein. At least the gas hasn't done anything lasting damage. A million little details, as always, that's reassuring. I'd feel even better if we could leave this morgue. This magnificent gizmo disperses an aerosol of disinfectant. First you load the prototype, there's a bottle of solution in the cabinet. Best set it on the table while you load it. You can't do it while you're holding it. Load it, then what? You wind the prototype up to prime it, hold this crank here and turn it clockwise. Then I just release the contents into the gas. Wind up the crank, then release. The gas should dissipate, theoretically. Wind, release, or wind, release, dissipate. You know, I actually like the idea. So that's what we made her just use a second ago, which I think it sounds like this prototype messes with time in some way. The longer I hold the crank, the stronger the effect. Clears the miasma in front. One load is good for 20 uses. Need to spend fluid wisely. The morgue corridors is like a maze. To load the prototype, I need a stimulant. Toxin. At least in the institute. Okay. It should be here in those cabinets. First thing we teach lab assistants, the best stuff is in the cabinets. Add the ingredients, but I want it set up and heat it. Evaporate residue goes into prototype. Load the prototype. Before you can use the prototype, you need to load it. Ingredients are in the cabinet. The loading station is on the table. Okay, so it's empty. So load the prototype. Oh boy. Always been curious about this series, but I have no idea what kind of games these are. That's pretty much me too. I know that they're very, very technical as far as like, so the gist of it is we are a doctor going into a town to try to solve diseases and help people. That is essentially the premise. And I think that's the premise for pretty much all of them. I don't know if all of them have a time element where you can go back in different days. So I think there's a total of 12 days here. And then we can go back to like day 2 once we find information. Say in day 5, we find something about somebody. And if we had that information, we can cure them. Stuff like that. That's essentially all I really know. Everything else I've heard really good things. I just haven't played it or experienced any of them myself. So we need a stimulant, an anesthetic, and a toxin. I need to put the items into the slots and then press the load button. We have to get them from the cabinet. Do take all. Load the prototype. Okay, so. I forget the ordering already. I think it was a stimulant. Load ingredients. Stimulant, anesthetic, and a toxin. Prototype successfully loaded. Here we go. Hold to charge and release when the pendulum stops. 19.
Like old Professor Luria used to say, every cobbler should stick to his last.
Okay, I see. So we need to use this to 18. Oh, that's the amount left. I see now. $17. $16. $15. I'm running for it. 14. There she is. Are you Death? You have Death's eyes. The eyes of a man who just walked through 40 meters of poisonous gas without protective goggles. At the end of the tunnel, there's a second tunnel. You hear me? Focus. Hold on to my voice. Try to stay awake. Oh. At the end of the tunnel, there's a second tunnel. What does that mean? It seems that when you die, there's neither life nor death, but something else entirely. I don't want to say that to a child. That's if the trains were worms, they tunnel towards you underground. The earth will eat you if you tunnel around? Okay. Look, it's blowing its whistle, it's smoking. That's alive as it gets. We're gonna go play cat in an old hat. We still have time before, okay. I didn't expect you to know that word, even some people in the capital didn't know it. We don't know it, we just didn't take nothing else, just in the train's heart. If the prototype is in my right hand, the microscope is my left. I can't collect data without it. The dog heads must have taken it. Microscope is a small kind of metallic pipe fitted with lenses. You use it to look at small objects and make them large and detailed. To look at the colorful town, you need to look at Capella. You know the word kaleidoscope? As it stands, you pass my belongings along to some other gang, and I need to go get them to get my microscope back. And am I right? Who are these kids? These kids are apparently just... They stole... I got off a train, they stole my stuff, I'm trying to get it back, and now we're going in circles with them. Essentially. That's where we're at. And we're very early on in it. Thank you. Got the prototype. Lost the microscope. Okay. So we're one step forward. We got the prototype. Unfortunately, with one of these types of games, there's going to be some parts that I won't be able to fully read everything out loud. Just because I can already feel it from so much reading. My voice will just be gone by the end of it. So I'll always try to read the or give a synopsis of like where we're standing, like where we're at the moment, or a quick summary on objectives if I do go through conversations that I don't read everything. We were just in the other room with the sick girl and then it warped here. I think it's because we got, so the prototype is what changes time. So now that we have this, we can go back and forth between days. So that was 2 weeks ago. And then the prototype thing brought me back to now, day 1. What an interesting mask you have. You got sharp heels. With your face, it looks like a disease than an injury. We are worms, we live in the earth, cattle we herd, herbs we gather, injuries we inflict. I can see the resemblance. Lumpy man. By the way, since we are in the very early stages, we're about 30 minutes in. If you guys are enjoying this, leaving likes on YouTube helps a ton. And subscribing there, since now I'm trying to hit 50,000 subs. This right now is gonna kind of be more of a trial over the next few streams. My goal is today and tomorrow I'll be checking this out, and then depending on how I'm feeling, how the game's doing, and so on, might commit to a full playthrough, but we'll see. I'm gonna just take it one step at a time and kind of, this is my first impressions type of thing, seeing is it something I want to spend, you know, the full 30, 60, however many hours it ends up actually being. So Jacob. Let's give these unfortunate souls the proper burial they deserve. What happened here? The Rippers come to town. The father killer? Blah. As soon as he got off the train, he went on his murder spree. He killed Jacob, then he killed Kirik, and then he killed some harmless Bertie. He's a monster. I thought I had come alone, or almost alone, but I definitely don't recall a mad Ripper on the train with me. He arrived on the freight train. He said that the Shabnak compulted with him, and now he's hiding from her in a coffin. Only 2 sentences in that conversation, I already want to shoot myself. I will bury him, and the soak will eat him and drink his savagery. Should we give her the body, maybe? Didn't seem to have have any family, and without them in the picture, I guess it doesn't matter if we bury him or the kin do. Who knows? Suppose we do get a great crop of rye. I was under the impression that who buries who actually matters quite a lot in traditional cultures. They're not going to just bury him, they'll desecrate him until even Shabnak can recognize what's left. Don't you dare lie to us. You could at least ask her to stand up. This is awkward. They'll take the name of this Kirik. What does that mean? I wasn't talking to you. I must admit that clarified nothing. Honestly, same. That's, yeah. To hand over the body, I'd rather avoid a falling out with the kin. It will only lead to more trouble down the line. What do you think, stranger? You certainly look important. Maybe you have some brains to back it up. I don't know about that. The body of a victim who met a violent end must be withheld for the purpose of forensic examination, even if a beautiful young woman asks otherwise. Once a person dies, their body is no more than a collection of molecules and tissues. Any important or opportunity to put them to some use is a stroke of fortune. Or I could just say I don't care. But I'm going to go with the first one. Death came to this town today, such a great death, the likes of which has never seen before. Today will be a fearsome day, tomorrow even more so, and the third day, fear itself will die, and without ashen swish, we will die too. Hey, listen. I came to this town today, that's all that matters. The Ripper. A murderer came to town alongside me. Luckily, I am prepared to fight death in all its guise. Golem of Bones. You know, I wonder. See, so this is one of those cases, which I haven't used it yet, right? But the prototype. It'd be interesting if I'm assuming you can only go back in days rather than like right now, because I wonder if they would be alive if I use the prototype. But I think they would still be dead. What's going on over here? Some boots.
Neither above nor below the ground can heaven or hell be found.
A customer. This shop's appointment only, and I don't recall your name. Can you add? Are you two on a date? Sorry to intrude. Just look at the boots he snagged, Scarlet. They're pretty. Are they from the capital? From a coffin. Oh. Oh, that's okay. Hey, listen, I'm just gonna back away and walk the other way now. A checkpoint guard wouldn't dare open it up out of respect. Inhumane. So you smuggled contraband in coffins? You tax collector? Basically saying, you a cop? No. But that doesn't mean I approve of illicit trade. I can't imagine a duller job. Keep your nose out of other people's coffins then. When somebody goes in, who knows what happens. Do what you want, but these boots are no Safino leather. Okay. Oh, so these are all the coffins. Honestly, that's a pretty small coffin. Maw, it's safe here for now. Okay. Oh. Material world. The mind is affected by interactions with specific objects. They are easy to spot if you... Oh, right. I forgot you can hit Q. See things you can interact with. I hate garbage decay. Kick it.
As if things are animated.
Oh, that's great. My mania went up for kicking the garbage pile. Tobacco. All in the capital. Decadence, smoke, belladonna. Huh. We see a lot of like references to the capital and stuff. Capital, I mean. Some of them I can't talk to. Or can I talk to them? Okay, so if they're green like that, I can talk to them. Who died? I feel like I just need to follow whatever this path is to better understand things, and then maybe this will come down the line. Because I feel very lost right now. Other than I need to find my stuff. Some animals, like lobsters, don't undergo natural aging and death, but they can still be killed by external forces. Wow. Hey, you're back. Or is this a different one? We will cheer him up and feed him and show him our joy. So this bull is meant to be sacrificed. We give a lot to... Oh. A worm is a worm, a human is a human. A human is meant to see, to build. Look around, beholder, what do you see? Simon Kane's immortality will most likely turn out to be superstitious nonsense too. I see you. At least it's pleasant to look at you girls. Okay, I'm just gonna keep on walking. Oh. Share what you have witnessed. Oh, we're hallucinating. Yeah, I can't tell. Is this the hallucination or what we just saw a second ago of the hallucination? I can talk to this guy. My eyes touch you, beholder. What was that? I just saw some... Oh, I saw what he saw. What did you see, beholder? I saw rot and plague miasma spreading from a carcass and a sanitation squad burning it with fire. That was tomorrow. That will be yesterday. Were those anxiety-induced visions of a terrible future? Perhaps. You see more widely than others, we will remember this. If you see something else unexpected, don't be afraid. It's just the eyes adjusting to the current place and time. Keep moving forward. I haven't even done anything yet, but I'm already helping. What a stand-up guy I turned out to be. Just another vision. Don't worry, everything's fine. At least it wasn't her. So that will be tomorrow. Oh, hey there. The hell is that? Oh, that's one of the... That's one of those things.
Boiling, cracking, screeching. Living.
It's like one of the guys that you see on the cover, I think for like Pathologic too.
They are, to put it bluntly, both
Jeez.
puerile and deluded. A tough crowd.
Have you memorized your lines? What lines? Not trust this fool. He is not fit to be our leading man. Is this really the guy? Looks like the same, but the outfit's all wrong. Did our guy wear a coat? The coat is the latest fashion in the capital, I'll have you know. The guest from the capital. Or not perfecto. I'm Mark Immortal, rector of the local theater. Pleased to meet you. And you are? I am Daniel Denkovsky, doctor. Magnifico. The actor we've all been waiting an eternity for has decided to sabotage the rehearsal. You would do us a massive titanic favor by replacing him, and even if just for a while. Of course, I'd be delighted to. I've dreamt of acting on a stage since I was a boy. What must I do? React to your colleagues' lines and thus create a scene of unbearable dramatic tension. I'm ready. Is that all you have to say? Why do you stare like that? See it in his eyes? His mind is looking for the line to mumble. I say we start the scene with a backhand across your face. I'm beginning to recall why my acting career didn't pan out. I mean, these are actually all kind of good. But I'm gonna go with the real one. I'm not struggling to come up with one. He's unfit to even play a villain. Is the rehearsal already starting, or is he just casually insulting me? The hero is lost. He no longer sees the boundary between his life and the play, between speaking and reading his lines. Keep going. This is the beating heart of our play, the blur between reality and fiction. So the main character, a doctor and a skeptic, encounters the unknown for the first time. He built his whole life around empiricism and scientific inquiry. What will he do when death addresses him directly? But is this literal, right? A hero in a play speaking to death or the dead is usually a metaphor, an illustration of his thought process. If that makes it easier for you, we can say it's a metaphor, play it ambiguously, leave the audience guessing. Are we still acting, or is he actually offended? And you see, and you, I see, are never happy with anything. Sounds like a failed actor to me. Are you insulting a colleague? I don't recall him making it personal, unlike you. Brother, are we not acting? What are we doing here? Are we acting or are we not acting? Hello? That was hurtful, alright. I think we should stop here. He's been insulting me the whole time, doesn't like my lines and doesn't like my coat. It wasn't insulting you, but your character. I thought you could tell the difference. Why am I wasting my time here? I need to find my microscope. I thought you were deliberately blurring the difference. The world's a stage. The big city immersive theater and the fourth wall breaking gimmicks infiltrated this place as well. One aspect of progress I'd hope to This is really interesting so far. It's definitely... Oh, get out of that. Wait, that just hurt me. My health. Oh, shoot. Okay, okay, so I can't go that way at all. Got it. Don't worry, I understand. All right, let's try going down here then. Impossible geometry. This town lives on imports, so the warehouse keeper is king. He says the contents of the coffins are not always what they seem. Wonder. The stairs just go up. All right, let's talk to this person. You could travel through time. Would you go to the future or to the past? I live in the present. I don't know. That's actually a good question. Yeah, I'd say the past. 10 years ago, when everything could have still been prevented. Grandpa Simon used to say that the days were like hopscotch. Or that days are like hopscotch. Usually they go one after another, but sometimes there's two sides by side. Sometimes you have to jump backward. Does Simon Kane know many games? Whatever that thing is, I've been told I'll never see inside it. My place is with earthly matters. Apparently, answer me. Did you feel my microscope? Gave it to Phil. Ah, mind if I go up? I climbed a lot worse as a kid. All right, so Phil. Why doesn't it fall? I advise myself not to look down. Huh. Is that it? Oh, that's my microscope. That's it. Good news, the microscope has been found. Bad news, it's being mauled by a pack of wild dogs. The horror. I'll be helpful. Get some help, kids. I can teach you how to use this thing. Let me show you. What makes you think that it shows the future? Glass like this shows the future. When you look through it, everyone knows that. Simon loved making all sorts of things with glass. I've only seen the thingamajigs, like this at his place. You know Simon Kane? I've come to see him. I was on my way to Simon, and I'd already been there. If it weren't for you, please give me back the microscope. It's a very delicate instrument. I have a pocket watch on a chain and it definitely shows the future. Let's make a deal. With this, you always know what time it is. So you know what time it will be in an hour or 2 or even 3, which means you know the future. Ah, you're clever, mister. First the trade, then the watch for the thing, for the microscope. Then I'll show you. That's the watch. Oh, trade. Okay, there we go. We want that. Boom. Good trade. What? Oh, okay. Got it. Finally, the capital 2 weeks ago. So we're back in the Institute. They ran out of chalkboard, so they started going down, I guess.
I think you ought to reread your own early work, Chief. Assuming you wrote them yourself.
It's something I have to point out. It's really interesting that they do voice acting, and there is voice acting, but there's no voice acting for the actual dialogue in itself. I know, I think it's in a different language, and then it gets translated over. But it's a choice. It's definitely an interesting choice. I don't know if there's more meaning behind it, like for, I mean, there probably is that I'm not aware of yet. But so like the things that they say in the beginning compared to what they're actually saying in their dialogue. But that's always something I knew that I think Pathologic 2 did as well. I just never know why, is all. You owe something to everyone, and everyone will find you at fault. It's good to see you too. Nah. What's the hurry? Searching across the country for miraculous resurrections, and one springs up right under our feet in our institute's morgue. That's irony for you. I'm not claiming it does, but imagine for a second. Let's stick to the facts. I spoke to the orderly on duty. He also confirms that our subject showed no signs of life, and Planton himself was there when he woke up. When I reached this woman through the poisonous fog, she insisted that she had died. It's not proof, but she must have some reason to think it. A first-hand account could point us in the right direction, but there's always a physical examination or taking a sample. Do you remember me? I'm a bachelor of medicine, Daniel Dankovsky, head of Thanatica Laboratory. Last night I saved you from the sight of a serious gas leak. Man with the death eyes. I'm just a researcher into the problem of human mortality. Tunnel after tunnel. Please remain calm before we can be sure of anything. I need to examine you. Rotate the camera. Enter inspection mode. There's something back there. Oh, there's like a bruise. Oh, you go like this? Aha. Skin is seriously damaged. Yo, Danny, thank you for the gift there, man. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Arms? Bruising from the repeated injections. I'm on there too, Chris. I'm on everywhere. Yeah, every platform is Casas Plays. Interesting. I hope your blood will tell us something. Microscope. A disease affects various bodily systems. The microscope helps identify which organ is infected. Tissue samples are placed on glass sliders. An assistant ensures that sliders are sufficiently supplied. So we take a sample. Sample taken. Okay. Oh, useful tool. Okay, got it. I can study the collected samples under the microscope. To perform the test, I need reagents. Doctor themselves is in charge of the supply. Microcosm. By justifying the magnifying, I need to find the red bacteria in the sample. This will allow me to see it better. The lifespan of culture is limited. Must act quickly. A dead sample is useless. Oh, okay. Okay. There, we got something. Go quick. We're on to something. Come on, where is it? Where is it? Looking for something red. I can feel myself hitting the wall. Oh, am I zoomed into? Aha, there it is. Organ is affected. A pathogen has been found. Okay. How's the game? It's very interesting so far. It's getting used to it is something else. It has some charm to it. It kind of starts out a little confusing. It's like, it's weird to put it together because it's confusing and also straightforward at the same time. For example, we were trying to find our materials and we finally have them, but at the same time you have visions and kids talking about stuff that you have no context or understanding yet. So it's like, what is happening? But yet you know your objective. I haven't had a look through your things yet. Where did you say they were? On the table back at the entrance? Concentrate. Morphine and a tourniquet. Chronic addict. Papers. Consent form from the experimental treatment at our institute. Oh, okay. What about this? Self-medication. A miraculously resurrected woman has late-stage leukemia and her injection marks on her body. Oh boy. Morphine overdose, addicted from palliative treatment for the pain. Colleagues thought she was beyond saving. Our subject needs rest. Time to come up with a diagnosis, even if it's preliminary.
Enough? No, not enough. Never enough.
Have you shed any light on the case? Just a morphine addict? The trials for a new drug? I mean, it could be any one of these. I think, but then she has the documents that she was, but then it could be for when she was admitted here for us. So, like, I don't know. The rings could mean something or they could not. I don't know how much, like, impact this has right this moment. An acute allergic, I don't want to say an acute allergic reaction though. I'm gonna go with one. Just because she has so many. But how do we explain the most astonishing part, the resurrection? Why did a gas leak revive the subject? You're too optimistic for a doctor. Ooh, here we go. See, this is the scientific one. We use a chemical and analyzer to see what might have reacted. This is kind of just making a judgment call and saying that, yeah, sure, it's just adrenaline. I'm going to go with number one. They think it was a mistake. The subject ended up in the morgue due to negligence. He wasn't actually dead yet, and by coincidence, an unaccounted for factor revived her. Let's let our subject rest, go through the lab's correspondence. There might be something useful in the flood of letters on miraculous resurrections and stories of unique longevity. Does that mean she wasn't dead after all? The woman was supposedly came back to life, alas. Sometimes I ask myself the same question. If we can't see the future in that glass, then we're off. We've got important things to do after all. As do I. I'll leave the things my temporary lodging, then head to the Crucible to see Simon. I am ready. There we go. I've overcome this town's first hurdle. If I keep this momentum, my trip won't take long. I don't know about that.
Enough.
Oh.
Why are you drowning me in details, Bachelor?
Whoa.
Street kids stealing your microscope is an amusing anecdote, but it's not the crime we sat down to discuss 2 hours ago.
Oh. Hello. Inspector of the Special Committee. Committee. He was sent to investigate the case of my criminal negligence. Supposedly, I didn't save a town in the east of our country where a plague broke out. I didn't even try, apparently. He's luring me into a trap. His folder is full of intentionally false data. He's not interested in the truth, but rather in the downfall of Bachelor Dankovsky. He is my enemy.
have a sip of water. Don't worry, it's only water.
I will actually have a sip. That's what I just did. But mine's actually water. You asked what I was doing in the town. I just wanted to recount everything in order from beginning to end. Beginning doesn't interest me. My concern is the end, the result, the finale. Quite curious as to what it contains. The ministerial inspection of your lab began in early September. Your presence was required at all times. Instead, you dashed off across the country to a backwater town to bring back what might be described as an immortal man. The important part is that you fled from the investigation. I still don't understand what you're trying to find out. The town's leaders gathered in the town hall to form an emergency command to fight the epidemic, and what was Daniil Dankowski, who was, I repeat, the only qualified specialist in the town doing that day. Your tricks won't work on me. Don't look at the table, my eyes are up here. I know what you're trying to do with this, Inspector. It says I tried to flee the town. On the fourth day, the town lost its water supply. They required a hospital, but the only person who could set it up, what was he doing? Tell me. In a jail cell. That's what your paper says, right? Come the evening of the fourth day, the doctor from the Capitol Hill attempted to flee the dying town on a cargo train. He was caught and jailed, and then he remained in a plague-ravaged town as the plague ravaged the town. I won't lie, I considered escape not flight. Fanatica was in the process of being destroyed back in the capital. You considered escape to avoid facing a painful truth. When I came to town, I found that Simon Kane, the immortal man on whom I pinned all my hopes, was dead. Oh, that's me. He died under my mysterious circumstance a few hours before my arrival. Under mysterious circumstance. But when the epidemic began, you could have saved others. You're a doctor. You swore an oath. Why'd you abandon the ordinary townsfolk? Simon Kane's nature, the mystery of his immortality and death, that's the most important thing that happened in this little town. And to me, but I can't just relate to you to understand. One must immerse themselves in the details. Take in the full picture. Simon Kane's death is the primary concern, not the deaths of tens of thousands, but one fantastical old man. Oh, my bachelor, oh my. No, you're twisting it. You're rewriting the past. Where did I lie exactly? Point it out. That's kind of cool that it goes back and forth. I'll tell you what really happened on the third day at the town hall. You would drown me in unnecessary details. Leave aside your stories and children and microscopes. I told you I'm interested in the ending, not the beginning. You also read books backwards? You don't seem interested in the truth. Rather, you revel in the opportunity to flex your power over me. You will recount everything in the order I tell you to. On the sixth day, the plague destroyed the town. So if you would be so kind, explain to me, what were you doing on the 5th day? Were you really so indifferent to the plights of the people around you? The town couldn't have perished on the 6th day. I was there for 12. There's an error in your report. The 5th day, let me think. Pathologic 3. Begin the 5th day, which the bachelor will grab. Oh, I lost it. The end of the beginning. Never leaving this place. They trapped me in this bloody town. Now I'm trapped in a jail cell. So, okay. We went from day 1 to day 5 because we arrived and they thought that I was trying to run from solving things here. Uh-oh. Locked. Riddle me this. What place has an entrance but no exit? Jail. I mean, it has an exit. There's a door. A grave. Ooh. Wait, that's actually... This triple accursed town is sapping your resolve by the minute. Sleep, maybe to dream. It'll always be like this. I can combat apathy. Kick a trash can if it helps. In mania, you're sharp and fierce. Harmful side effects? What harmful side effects? You know what? Sure. Mania and apathy. Apathy and indifference are constantly rising. To move faster, fight apathy by increasing mania. Darkness. Didn't have wasted time dwelling on it. All is lost. I failed at everything I tried to do. Oh. Hello there. Capella. Daughter of Fat Vlad Olgrimsky. Local magnate and the master of the town's industry. Blood of his blood. Local kids named her Capella for her ability to point out the celestial map in the night sky. I heard she holds some inexplicable power over the town, but I dismissed it. That was a mistake.
If only I could live a year longer. A whole, endless year.
I expected a different kind of jailer. I think you'll agree that future and the past are relative concepts. Mistress of what? I'm not even sure what day it is. No, I do know. I know it's day 5. Are you a bit short to be a mistress? How old are you? 14, 16? My father can order 100 men into the Garkin to drown, and they'll do it, since otherwise they'd starve. That's hardly something to be proud of. How are you feeling? I feel like someone who's lost everything. Lost what, for example? Uh-oh. That happened. Something just changed. I researched the nature of death. I was told you have an immortal man among you, Simon Kane, but when I got here, he was dead. What are you going to do now? I've been trapped inside this box, but I know what's outside an outbreak. Death, and death, even in the guise of a mundane germ, is my enemy. Therefore, I'll do my job. Perhaps it's all connected? Mortality and a deadly disease, that's possible. Why would it suffer? Even Simon's opponents must idolize him. What kind of man was he? Name is Stalk Ruben. Heard about him. He's a colleague of mine, one of few around here. You worked with him, or you will? Not quite sure. I'm positive I've never worked with him. He has a hideout in the warehouse. Look for him there. How do you know where his hideout is? The way you say it, it doesn't sound like it's much of a secret. My father owns half the houses and very nearly all the people in town. The warehouses and the ground under the guys. Well, shall I go then? Something bad? Something bad happened. What's up there? What's up there anyway? Something bad up the steps. The man who last saw Simon Kane hides somewhere in the warehouses. Uh-oh. Am I in trouble? Alexander Saborov. They are the load-bearing bones of this town, hard, dry, and colorless compared to the other two ruling families. Order rests upon them. When I arrived, Governor Suborov pinned all of his hopes on me, and he hated me for it. He thought the star from the capital would show the Kanes and Olgrimsky how dangerous overreaching ambitions could be.
Worst of all, a coward, as ever. How I hate it.
Before you ask, I allowed the girl in. She is Olgrimsky's daughter, and she interceded on your behalf. But even if she hadn't, I wouldn't have kept you here. Thanks. I tried to leave town, but your trap worked just in time and I wasn't let go. Committed the most heinous crime a doctor can commit. You tried to abandon your patients to flee to town and save your sorry hide. Again, I'm being accused of who knows what without evidence. Figured it all out, or would you claim you went to the railway station to watch the birds? What if I did? Whatever happened yesterday is beyond reach. Today the plague has reached the backbone. Behind the thin walls of this building, death rages. We boarded up doors and windows, but the plague fumes are seeping in. You and I, we have mere hours left. And now we are both trapped. Ironic indeed. Lucky for me, I don't plan on dying. Decree was issued to declare all the people of infected districts to be presumed death. Be rescued unless they call for help with signal bonfires. To get help, we need to light the bonfires. We should organize a sortie. Oh. The miasma already seeps into the rooms of the town hall, and you want me to open the front door? Our only chance is to barricade ourselves in and pray for a miracle. I have a device, a prototype. It disperses miasma. With it, I can go through the infected district. Device? Yeah, the one you confiscated along with all my belongings, including medicine, by the way. At the beginning, you said you weren't going to hold me. Who's breaking their promises now? I have an idea. You mentioned the plague is already seeping into the town hall. Where? Give me the prototype back. I'll clear the contamination in the far room and prove to you that the device works. Ooh, nice. Wait, he actually will. Glad you listened to reason. False freedom. Played interesting games I've never heard of. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a game that like a lot of people have. Except for the people that obviously have played Pathologic 1, 2, and 3. They are very unique games. Infected. Everywhere is infected except for gut. Oh. Wait, some of these other ones are calm. Too. The warehouse is over there. Bench. So the plague is everywhere right now. What's this one about? We are a doctor that just arrived at this town looking for an immortal man, and we were thrown into prison because they thought that we were trying to run away when the plague started. But we weren't trying to run away. We were just trying to find this immortal man from the capital that we traveled from. Tell him to open the doors. Brother, you can't open. What's going on outside? Your friend's gone. Ooh. Quit spreading panic. Explain what's going on calmly, if you please. Town's under quarantine. Yeah, I'm aware of that. And who is this genius? Who's in charge? I heard that the doctor has lost his nerve and tried to skip town. That's me. That's not how it was. You're mistaken. The doctor from the capital took charge, set up a hospital. He saved the town. Okay, now that's a lie. How could someone look in themselves in the mirror after that? You said there was a vaccine. Doesn't look like it, judging by the view outside. Because of that doctor, the big city rat only cared about himself? Who's Miss Zoya? My poppy plant. Whole town's on the brink of death and you're worried about a potted plant? Alright, I'll try to look for it. Sure. Who's this guy? The murderer's brother. You sign this paper for me, please? The death certificate. Whose? Bad man, he was wicked. Wicked. Still, he was family. My condolences for your loss. The plague spares no one. 5 days ago, he took a knife to his younger Burka at the station. He thought he had killed his father, but it was all just rubbish. They've cleared his name now. Oh, wait. That was the first day I arrived. Yeah. Yeah, an herb bride wanted to take your brother's body, but I didn't allow it. Huh. That's all he would say to me. Nothing else. Cigarette case. Talk to this person. Vlad. The younger. The factory owner, heir to one of the 3 ruling families. One could imagine the autonomy he enjoyed living under his father's shadow.
Who knocks on your door at night? Who screams down your chimney? A white? No, just the wind.
What options does the town have when there's no vaccine or cure, when there's neither a hospital nor doctors? Isolation and quarantine are the only tools to slow the plague's spread. Are you the one who issued a decree not to rescue people from the infected districts? Everyone is saying I acted as Isidore did 5 years ago. He sealed off the plague with no chance of escape. I at least told the orderlies to keep an eye out for bonfires to give those trapped behind the cordons a chance. I understand the logic behind it, but the measures should be granular, not district-wide. Why bonfires? What do they guarantee? An infected man could light one just as well. She can't tolerate fire. She's either afraid of it or, in contrast, drawn to it like a moth. You mean the plague? The plague feels alive even to me sometimes, let alone the orderlies. If you spent any time with us, you would understand. How it's just beginning to respect you. And here we are. More like your father's action. Surely if he who placed you in this prestigious position. Not there. Grown men cannot even lift a spoon to feed themselves. You're right. I've never retorted for that. Okay. Huh. Once again, thank you all for the likes so far, wherever you are watching. We'll have every episode as usual on YouTube. And thank you all for the new subs too. Appreciate all the support, especially since we're trying to hit that 50,000 subscribers at this rate. Did I find my tools? That's locked still. Matches. Oh man. I need to increase my mania. There we go. Some people get trapped, others happily trap themselves. Doors, windows, and brains all boarded off. And it's a really cool game. It's like I'm definitely really interested in it. The only thing that like is semi holding me back, which I can already tell, is the lack of voice acting. Just like within the last hour and a half of reading, I feel like my throat is just tired. Which is one of the reasons why I opt to play a lot of games with voice acting, because I just lose my voice by the end of it. Even with I've downed 2 bottles of water during this. Just about. Hold on, let me finish off my second one. I know that's something else, like Pro Carnage also is like in the same boat with 2. Where did my stuff go?
I feel a current in my veins. This must be the illumination Mother shine.
I grabbed everything from right here. This is your voice acting audition? My voice would be gone by the end of it. Yeah, honestly, that might be a proof that I can never be a voice actor. Excuse me. Oh, concentrate. Here we go. Bullish short-sighted degrees. It's easy, just yell crikey govna until you make glass vibrate. Just experience to the point of criminal negligence. That sounds familiar. If I held the power in this town, I would have wielded it more wisely. Town dry, day 5. Day 3 is when there is a dereliction of the population. I see I can move this around. Led to an increase in contagion. I think I see where this is going. So we'll be able to essentially go back and change the course from day 1 to like day 3 to stop it from day 5 getting as dangerous as it has. Morphine crystals. Oh.
Rewind.
Whew. There's the blood. One is more, less rogue and more zero escape. Exploring time.
God saves the...
There's a paper right there. Oh, is that it? Oh my god, there's the prototype. Jeez. Alright, time to wind it up. Now, how far back does this go? So it's 9:36 right now.
What?
$17. I don't think I'm doing anything.
As a matter of fact, there's no matter nor fact.
As a matter of fact, there's no matter or fact. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. I assume it's counting down to activation. Is it? I thought it would go in. I don't know. I thought it worked differently. But I guess we'll find out. I don't know. We're gonna go for it all. 2. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Empty. I have no idea. I gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. I'm lost too. We used this before to clear, like, gas. But that was it. Oh, now I can talk to... Now you let me talk to him?
No. I can't stand it much longer.
I just like the sound the prototype makes. This... Rumors about your mental state are proving to be more than just rumors. Where should I look for help? Make it to the southern exit of the district. It's guarded by orderlies. The other exits are sealed off or guarded by vigilantes. Best avoided. Understand. You need to light several bonfires, more than one. That's important. I'll just tell the orderlies that there are living people trapped in the district. I'll be standing in front of them as living proof. This is how it's been since the first outbreak 5 years ago. If there are fires burning in an area, that means there are still survivors, still able-bodied and healthy. Only those are worth saving. You're ordered not to bother with small pockets of doomed people. But you're suggesting I light all the bonfires by myself to deceive your own system? If we survive, I'll be the one issuing decrees. Oh, it's open now. Ah, shoot. Well, I used all my my stuff. I can only leave if I light several bonfires.
I could use some quiet.
Okay, so we need the matches. Here we go. Oh. Oh no. I'm gonna die because I'm in an infected area. I'm just gonna run for it. Yeah, this is where I was supposed to use my prototype. Crap.
Forgot that there's so much of the world.
Orderlies. Barely alive. Let me out now. Who are you? I'm the only qualified doctor in this benign town. Or benighted town. Only during our jobs, the decree is simple. No fires, no entry. Standing right here in front of you, you cretin. Who can say if it's really you standing there? Be back when the bonfires are lit. Ah, crap. I really screwed myself. Two bonfires to go. I want one more and I can go back to them. So we have to light all of them in the district. Is that a bonfire right there? It is. You're gonna stand there and be shocked at my arrival? Look behind me. The fires are lit. Yep, that's all 5. Escort people from fire to fire. Do not deviate from the route. Finally. Here we go. At least wrap a rag around your face so you don't breathe in the miasma. Indeed, we'll need some kind of protection for the orderlies. Quite terrifying to go in there. But it can't be helped. Orders are orders. Yeah. And yet your orders are dangerous folly. Light the fires and that's it. You didn't even test me for infection. I suppose we can deal with this later. My decisions echoes in the future. Walls have fallen. So the hall is saved for now. The town is merely a sequence of districts, and I am the one to choose that sequence. I can choose a careful route step by step, avoiding dangerous districts, or walk directly to my target. No need to rush. If I change my mind, I can always undo my last move or start over. Huh. Travel time 4 minutes. Start travel. Oh. So I think I could have walked to one district and then walked myself there to the next. But I just went straight to the one that we need to get to. What's up, Daniel? Let me check this real quick, chat. Yes. Am I plagued? You don't look sick. Not yet, at least. Are you talking about your wife or your daughter? How could I marry her when she's the kin of kin? When she's of the kin. Or was. I heard that this notion that sea people are immune to the plague, but I suspect those are just tall tales. My condolences. So you suspect your lover might have infected you? It's not impossible. When did you see her last? When did she die? I know very little of the plague yet, but it's clear from the dynamics that one can't survive the infection for more than a day. If you were infected, you wouldn't be here. Consider how many people have died since the outbreak began 2 days ago. The disease obviously develops very quickly. I'd say the incubation period is 5 to 8 hours. It ended just yesterday. She came to me even earlier than that. Your math checks out. Hey, it's all good. Maybe not from her, but from someone else. Someone you could have met even half an hour ago easily. Don't celebrate just yet. It takes 5 hours to burn someone out like a candle. Then it's clear as day. I've been racking my brain. She was healthy when she came to me, only her legs were wobbly after a night of dancing. Then suddenly, bam, dead of the plague like that. Any death is wicked. That mortality is embedded into human nature itself. It's even more wicked. I'm looking for a doctor named Ruben. If I knew where he was, I'd gone to him with my plague question. He saw the last outbreak and was Isidore's apprentice, but he's gone. Last what I was told. That's what I was told. Alas, without an exact address. I'm less than eager to deal with the local children again, but looks like I'll have to. Yeah. It's crazy to have you on in the background and just hear what you're saying. I know. It's, yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Like, it's one of the types of games you really gotta pay attention. It's like, it's similar to, like, if you play a game in another language, I kind of treat it the same way. Like, if I was playing Yakuza 1 or 2, that's what makes it so difficult about games that don't have full voice acting for their dialogue. Is like, if you're not actively watching it, unless if the person is reading every single line, it's just so it can be all over the place. So it makes it tough. It makes it hard for that. Similar to how, like, if I was playing Yakuza and, like, in Japanese, but then responding in English, it'd be like, huh? What's happening? Unless if you're actively watching, at least. High mania speeds up the world and is detrimental to health. At excessive doses, guiding clues begin to appear before my eyes. Don't want to kick that. What is this? Break?
One Stankovsky. Now 1,000 fragments of Dankovsky.
One Stankovsky, now 1,000. Kind of cool. It is super unique though. Like, I totally see. I feel like this is like reading a book while playing a game. And there are tons of stuff out there like this. I mean, in that format. Say the password, old timer. I don't have time for your games. It's crickets. Can't you hear him chirping? No, I can't. Maybe you should try that instead of yourself. I can hear just fine, boy. Wow, how are you even walking around? Even more so with that bald spot on top of your head. Don't be ridiculous. I don't have a bald spot. That made him stressed. That made him depressed. You have such an active imagination. Would be a shame if you fell from that pipe. You know what? Sooner or later, we'll all be bald and in a box. Nothing can be done about that. All right, sure. I like that. I don't intend to get old. You could be an intern at my lab. You grow up. Fighting death and old age is exactly what we do. Sounds unlikely. I can see the future from here, a grand future where all the grown-ups are dead of plague and we rule the town. I don't think you understand what the plague is. It kills kids too. Oh, you think you're clever, huh? How'd you know? You a doctor or something? Something like that. We don't need another one. We already have a Dr. Boiler Man. The furnace broke down at the boiler house, but he fixed it, and today he broke it. It broke down again. What's his name? Ruben? So where do I find this boiler man? At the boiler house. Makes sense. I see you're a Bachelor of Physics and a thesis in Thermodynamics. Thank you. Very cold. And we need to go over to the boiler house. I do like that it shows like the... Well, now it doesn't want to do it. But it will show you the direction you need to go for your quest, as long as it's known. Is that in a different district? No. Okay, yeah, it's still over here somewhere. One of those theater guys. Bad Grief. This petty lord called himself Bad Grief, an anarchist at heart, valuing freedom above all else, but only his own. Because of his friendship with the Algrimsky and the Burkas, he saw himself above the law. At least he had some small aesthetic sense, even if it was street level. What are you doing here, actor? What kind of absurd theatrics is this? Is this some kind of grotesque performance? No, I'm definitely out of my mind. You're a scientist, a researcher of death, so gaze into the face of a dead man. Perhaps then you understand why only a mask remains. Sounds like a metaphor. More interested in the natural sciences. We've come to a town ruled by sciences that are pretty unnatural or have strayed far from nature. If you don't want to delve deeper, fine. Just know, if one like myself is here, then that person you are looking for isn't. Today, that person is already dead. Yes, I can tell the body. I can see the body myself. If it is a body of a man, if it is a body of the man I'm looking for. Why would a dead man need water? But his throat feels like it was filled with sand, even though there is no throat left. Simon's murderer. Why would they think that Grief killed Simon? When you take out the pitchforks, you'll always find something to nail them with. When did this happen? Maybe something will give you a clue? Well then, I'll give it a try. Alas, poor Grief, I knew him well. A smuggler, not a murderer. He didn't deserve this. He did deserve this. Deathly reek. But Grief was crucified for a different crime. Simon's murderer. He could have killed Simon. Did you send me out to die to remove a person who might suspect you? But I survived. Hammers and pitchforks. Killed yesterday. Can't do anything about it today. I curse my enemy. If only I didn't try to flee yesterday. I wouldn't have ended up in an infected jail cell today. I hate you yesterday. The Shadow Mask. People's vengeance. How much is the full game? I think it's about 30 something. Let's see, do we have a quick save? I don't even know if we do. Oh. I'm just checking. What? Dude, that's crazy. There's no confirm to go back to main menu. Are you kidding me? I hit main menu and I thought I was going to be like, are you sure you want to go back to the main menu? Would you like to? I was going to try to save. That's crazy. Brother. Huh. The game just came out. Yes, it just came out about like 3 days ago. I think it came out on Wednesday. But Chad, I think we're gonna call this one a little bit early. This game's pretty cool. I might be checking out something else tomorrow, but if you do want more, I wouldn't be opposed to making this more of a recorded series instead, especially being able to take it at a slower pace rather than live streaming and reading everything. In that case, I could do it 1 hour segments. But it's interesting. It's definitely interesting, and I think that, like I said, I've mentioned a few times, the biggest thing holding me back is really the lack of voice acting. I think if there was dialogue, voice acted, and all that, it would make it a lot better. But I know this is a game that a lot of people love to make like YouTube essays on, because it's kind of like reading a book, playing through the game. And I think so far it's very positive on Steam. The other Pathologic games are like very positive or overwhelmingly positive. So they all have a really cool essence to them, and I do want to play more, but we'll see if we have the time with everything else that I'll be covering over like the rest of the month and so on. But either way, thank you to Hype Train for providing me a key. It was cool to check this out, and hopefully we'll have some more in the future. But for now, that is going to be it. Again, thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Peace.